I'm here with Frank Agan, who is one of the organizers of this Cones event. When you have this event, what are your expectations and outcome goals for this particular venue?
It's just a question of bringing people together. I don't know that I have any individual goals per se or business goals, but just a chance to bring people together and see what comes. It's networking, and you don't know what's going to come from it.
How many years have you been doing this particular event?
This is year 5. We started out at the Coliseum at the Continent, about 1,000 square feet, and now we're 5 years later at a venue that's 24,000 square feet.
And this is Frank Agan with the AmSpirit Business Connections. Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you.
And we are here with Xenia Palis with Experience Columbus at the Cones event. Now, Xenia, at this type of event, what kinds of things would you like to accomplish at a networking event such as this?
Well, it all depends upon who my audience is, but tonight I am all about getting information out to everyone who comes through here about Experience Columbus, because the city is a great destination. A lot of people don't realize how wonderful Columbus is until they start to experience the restaurants, the venues. So I'm here as an ambassador to get people hooked on Columbus.
Is this your first Cones event?
No, it isn't. No.
What brought you back to this particular venue?
Well, Steve would have me say that it was because of Steve Baldicki and Frank Agan from AmSpirit. But, you know, I know the value of this kind of a networking group, and I know that they're going to have hundreds of people here, and not to mention some really great vendors, such as yourselves.
Well, and this has been Xenia Palis with Experience Columbus. Please stop by her booth and give Xenia a call. Thank you very much. I'm with Joanne Flory of iHost Extremes. Hi, Joanne. How are you doing?
Good to see you.
We are at the Cones event. What kind of expectations do you have when you vendor at an event such as the Cones event?
With the Cones event, because it's a combination of Big Fish Networking and AmSpirit, because of the number of members that both of those networking organizations have, we expect at least 1,000 people through here this evening.
Is this your first Cones event?
No.
What has brought you back to this particular venue?
I am actually here for my first time with iHost Extremes. Normally I'm here with my mortgage company, but I'm here helping Gino tonight, manning his booth, because if somebody registers to win an iPod Shuffle, they're going to spin our wheel and get a free instant prize tonight.
Very good. Thank you, Joanne. It's Joanne Flory with iHost Extremes.
Good evening. I am uber excited to be here with the organizer of tonight's fabulous event. If you could just look around the room, there's so much energy with the entrepreneurs here. I'm with Steve Baldicki.
That's correct. How are you?
I'm doing great. Steve, could you tell us a little bit about tonight's event and sort of what the motivation is for this?
Sure. This event is organized by Big Fish Networking, myself, and Frank Agan with AmSpirit Business Connections. This is our 5th annual event. We started this with 150 people. Now we get about 1,200 to 1,500. So it's one of the best events in town, our biggest event of the year. So if you're not here, it's absolutely free. You're missing on a great opportunity to network, find a job, sales leads, all that great stuff.
This is amazing. How long did it take you to put this together? And in terms of sort of generating this traffic, what are some of the things you're doing to get people here?
We basically rely on our networks. It's all who you know and who knows you. Really, we rely on our own networks of people, and we get other networking organizations behind us like Positive Connections, AmSpirit, Experience Columbus, Columbus Chamber, and we really combine our efforts to bring all the people together to do a huge event like this. This is a year process in the making. So it's very affordable for entrepreneurs. It's like the lowest we had was $85 for a table. Can't beat that. So it's one of the best events in town, and we make it all about the people instead of the membership at this point.
Well, thank you so much. Do you have a date for next year's event so we can all save the date?
It's always September 17th.
September 17th. There you have it. Thanks so much. It was great talking with you. Good evening. This is Tiffany Odutoy live at the Cones event with Social Media Television. I'm pleased to be here with Michael Dierks. And Michael, if you could just tell us a little bit about your business and if you're using social media to promote it.
I do. Well, real quick, my business is Leadership Management. It's a 43-year-old organization based out of Texas. I run the office here in Columbus, and we bust apathy. Everybody gets a little complacent. We come in and knock the walls down and make that change. Okay. So, and do I use social media? Yeah, I have a LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook account, a Facebook fan page, and just all sorts of fun things.
Wonderful. Where can they find you on Twitter? Give us your handle really quick.
It's very quick. It's M. Dierks, D-I-E-R-C-K-S. So Mike Dierks.
Great. Thanks so much for your time. Look forward to learning more about you. So I'm here with Derek Ashley and Rick Crossland. Rick is, interestingly, a former contact of mine from Limited Brands. Rick, can you tell us a little bit about where you are now and how you're using social media sort of to kind of grow your presence and influence in this new arena you're in?
Right. Well, I'm a business coach, so I come alongside business owners to grow their business, and one of the first things we teach a business owner is how to do more effective referral strategies. For me, I have over 500 LinkedIn contacts and about 300 on Facebook. So one of the emerging things we're seeing is, particularly for event marketing, is to leverage those connections we already have to get the word out quickly.
Now, what was interesting when we were speaking earlier, I asked you sort of how you were growing your LinkedIn community, and I asked you what were you doing, and it was remarkable that it was pretty organic. So can you tell us a little bit about that, which might help some of our viewers this evening?
Right. I mean, when you have a base that gets into the hundreds, then kind of LinkedIn itself takes over. So most of my time is just saying, yeah, I know this person or I'd like to meet them, and accepting the connection. Then what people like you and I, Tiffany, should probably reconnect a little bit more would be just surgically going in and making those connections, which grow from there.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now, what was interesting this evening when I bumped into you, you were talking with Derek from I'm sorry, say it again?
Ashley Signs.
And what was the way to remember that?
It's like match or hatch without the H.
Great. Now, are you using social media as well to kind of grow your business?
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We have an exposure on all of them.
Now, are you finding sort of that's really helping, or how is that working for you?
It helps not only create a buzz, but once you start getting moving, it actually does take a life on its own. It has a life of its own, and once you start getting a couple hundred contacts, they start feeding, and especially by offering extremely good quality services, products, and being upfront and honest with your clients, word of mouth, it just takes off like wildfire online, far more than any other venue.
Thanks so much. Just before we wrap up, can I get your handles on Twitter so that the rest of the audience can connect with you later?
I need to do Twitter, but I did have a burning. I have people booking appointments through me through Facebook instant messaging. So this is going. The other part that Derek alluded to is in this mobile society, as people are moving around, it becomes much easier to stay in touch with good people.
Great. So we can find you on Facebook, Rick Crossland with 2S, correct?
Correct.
And we're Ashley Signs.
Ashley Signs, and that's on Twitter. Oh, great.